Hello, everyone. Welcome today to our podcast. And we have a guest today, my dear friend Reena Jadhav. She is a successful seven-time tech entrepreneur and a Stanford Tri Valley Health Board member. She has done her undergrad from Wharton at UPenn, amazing, and her MBA from Harvard Business School. Today, we will be talking about topics which are very close to her heart. She actually has interviewed over 111 doctors and best selling authors on health and longevity. She has survived cancer and another very big health crisis. So, Reena, tell us, you have survived two health crises and you almost died. What is your secret? You look great, my friend.
Oh, Param, first of all, thank you for inviting me. I'm genuinely so thrilled to be here. This is going to be so fun. You know, I had colon cancer at 35. I had a crisis at 45 that they couldn't diagnose. I became bones. I got down to 90 plus pounds,
Mm-hmm.
28 symptoms. I
Mm-hmm.
lived at the hospital for 3 months. They couldn't diagnose and they sent me home. They said, "You're depressed and you're anorexic." Both were untrue. So I survived that. I survived colon cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And the secret is this, it's the mind. They say health begins in the gut.
Uh-huh.
I believe that health begins in the mind.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yes. And so both the times, I had a belief, a really strong belief that I was going to come out of it. And so, one of the first things I tell everyone when they get sick, it doesn't matter if it's a colon cancer diagnosis or an autoimmune, don't accept it. Don't take it as, well, this is now my fate. I must suffer. I must accept the pain. I must take painkillers.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get covered in hives if I took a shower. And they said, take prednisone, take steroids. And I said, no, because my body's telling me something. If I take steroids, then I'll be blind. I won't know if I'm healing. I won't know why my body's reacting.
Mm-hmm.
So, understanding that when you get sick, it's your body's way of communicating that something is out of balance. And that balance begins here. So, going back to colon cancer, I self diagnosed it.
Wow.
Yep, it was
Okay.
stage one, at 35.
Mm-hmm.
I self diagnosed it. I forced myself into the GI doctor. He said, "Oh my God, you're this annoying woman who will keep harassing me. I'm just going to do a colonoscopy to put you at rest.
Uh-huh.
But by the way, don't tell anyone, but we're going to have to say things about symptoms because technically I cannot do a colonoscopy on you." And
Got
he
it.
did the colonoscopy and he said, "Oh, thank God, it was just a polyp. I've taken care of it." And then I'm actually being interviewed
Mm-hmm.
for my company at that time, Conduit, where I was chief marketing officer, head of US, and I was being interviewed by Forbes.
Okay.
And I'm sitting in the car going upstairs talking to my PR agency, and I get a call saying, "Come now." Like, what do you mean, come now?
Wow.
What happened?
Mm-hmm.
Come now.
Mm-hmm.
We need you back.
Mm-hmm.
Turned out it was not only cancerous, it was extremely cancerous, and the doctor had not gotten clear edges. And this is my opportunity to share with the world that I believe my colon cancer came from me putting the laptop on my belly. And so, one of the things that I became an activist for many, many years was, please do not keep your devices near you. They were never meant to, they come with disclaimers. We just ignore them. You are not meant to put the laptop on your belly, on your legs. It's meant to be on a table. So, tell your kids, watch your kids, your husband. I would see my husband putting it, and I was like, don't do that. I know we don't want to have babies anymore, but still, don't do that, right? You are, in essence, putting in electricity in a part of the body that can't handle that.
Got it.
So,
So it's interesting that you talk about all of this. Like first, it's the grit and your mental space that makes you think that you can fix yourself. Number one. Second thing, what I got from this is that once you have a feeling that something is not right, follow that through. You had that feeling that there was something going on in your colon and you pushed it and you went to the doctors and told them. So do not pay attention to these little uh, the signs from the body that you're getting. So that's a big one. And the next is all of these devices, this 5G around us, that's just creating so much havoc that what it's doing to you. Anybody who's actually listening today can understand that it's not that it's end of the world. It can be fixed. There are things that we can do to fix it.
Absolutely. I think disease is the doorway to heaven. I know that sounds completely controversial,
Okay.
but I believe that it's a gift. I
Okay.
consider both my diseases, my health crisis, as gifts because I was on the wrong track,
Uh-huh.
and both of them got me back on track.
Okay.
With that said, obviously, these were the worst times of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had two little children. Both the times I had two little children.
Mm-hmm.
And your mortality,
Mm-hmm.
what happens? What happens to them
Yeah.
when I leave?
Mm-hmm.
It's such a gift to be forced to think of mortality because then you value life so much more. You start living life differently.
Yeah.
The first thing I did is I launched a podcast
Okay.
when I had my colon cancer. I
Mm-hmm.
thought something's wrong. I need to, sorry, when I had my autoimmune.
Okay.
It's not autoimmune. We don't know what it was, but I launched a podcast
Okay.
because my thought was someone else must have suffered like me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me quickly talk to every doctor. Let me read every best selling book
Mm-hmm.
on every possible undiagnosed disease. And did you know, Param,
Mm-hmm.
that women suffer the highest from autoimmune?
Yes, I have read about it and I understand, and it keeps coming back to us. That's because we do not bring our emotions out, and that's why we suffer the most with that disease.
Yes. There's another actually little caveat to that. Because we carry babies,
Uh-huh.
it's extremely destructive to the body when we carry a baby and then deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Our tradition used to stay with your mama for 40 days.
Yes.
Mama will give you things, mama will give you massage,
Yes.
right? And then you took a year off.
Yeah.
Australia gives a year off maternity leave,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
What did I do? Um, I was went into labor, so I went to a VC presentation for a company, delivered over the weekend, and went back to do the final presentation. And bless the heart of these VCs, these top tier VCs, they noticed that the belly went from here to here
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't even blink.
Wow.
I made the presentation, we got our funding, and my first board meeting was with me suckling my baby because it was every 2 hours you're feeding the baby, and I'm on a board call. Thank God there was no Zoom in those days, right?
Okay. Okay.
When you do that to your body holds on, but at some point it crashes.
It's gonna give up.
Yes. So for me, that point was 35. I did that with both my kids. I was working insane hours, 18 hours a day, and managing the family, and managing the house, and everything else, and parties. You know how it is.
Social lives.
Social lives. So you're balancing everything. And so when they say, is there a work life balance?
Mm-hmm.
I say, no,
Mm-hmm.
there is only a health imbalance.
Uh-huh.
And you have to decide, what am I doing to make sure that my health is in balance?
Yes.
We need to stop talking about work life balance and we need to start talking about health balance.
I'm going to pick up a few things from that. It's so interesting that you say that. And in my talks, I usually talk about this, that do not not pay attention to the softness of being a human, doing the right thing, aligning your body, aligning your mind, and not just trying to do everything that comes on our plate. So unless you feel stable and happy, it is very difficult to make your health at a stability level, at just
Yes.
making that health stable.
Yes.
So that's important that we are touching that topic. And you're right, like there was a reason in olden times we were saying that you have to have 40 days off or certain time off after you've had a baby, because you cannot function. The body has to recoup. The body has to come back from all that it's gone through to make a sweet baby. So we have to pay attention. And I'm going to say it again. I keep talking about these soft things in our life that we have let go as we are becoming these, women who are wanting to do everything. And, we do it. Don't get me wrong. We want to do it, we do it. But there is a balance that we all have to come to where we feel happy and our body feels happy. And what do you think, discovering, talking to these 101 doctors and specialists, what did you get out of all of this? What was the gist that you took out of all of these conversations?
Beautiful question. I, in fact, was putting together a book,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got talked out of writing it. I think I should publish it because I felt there was such a wealth of information that people wouldn't have the time to do what I did. I read 200 books. I talked to 111 doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Who has that much time?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I wanted to create these summaries. So thank you for the question because now I get to share at least some of it.
You go for it.
Um, the most critical thing that most of these doctors are talking about that is not being marketed enough in the media is the body has a very specific, very sophisticated functioning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when you disrupt that, then no medicine is going to fix it. I'll give you a simple example.
Okay.
Dr. Zach Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Dr. Zach, if you're listening, shout out. One of my favorite doctors of all time. He's a doctor with a heart, extremely research oriented, and now he's become very spiritual. Now, his explanation of cancer is my favorite.
Okay.
Cancer is the loneliest cell in your body. Cancer simply looks and says, oh my God, I'm alone. I must multiply, right? It's not trying to hurt you. No one's against you. It's just trying to build a family.
Mm-hmm.
What made it think that it was lonely? What happened? Disconnection. How did it get disconnected? Chemicals and microbiome. Dr. Zach says whenever they've done samples of especially breast cancer,
Okay.
they found that there was no microbiome there.
Wow.
It was like a desert.
Okay.
So, cancer, in his opinion, so there's three things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lonely cell, it starts growing,
Mm-hmm.
it starts to malfunction, and it doesn't know how to stop. If you don't have cancer and you want to prevent it, there are three things you must do. You must stop putting things on your body that make your cells disconnect. What does that mean? Shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste,
Mm-hmm.
soap, sprays, lotions, candles,
Mm-hmm.
clothes. Those chemically laden clothes that are being sold from China.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wearing a cheap outfit, you're wearing poison on your body. It's disconnecting your cells,
Mm-hmm.
not going out in the sun. The sun is actually our activator.
Mm-hmm.
As the Vedas, etc., say, sun is the original deva. It's the one that gives us life.
Got it.
Your plants can't grow without light. How can your body? So, most important is throw chemicals away from your bathroom, throw chemicals away from your pantry. If you're going to eat poison, you will disconnect the cells and you will get cancer. It's not rocket science. So my colon cancer, not only from the battery pack, but also I was a terrible eater. Sugar, packaged foods. As soon as I got diagnosed, my entire home changed. My kids say the before C and after C, because before C we had brownies at lunch, and after C it was fruits. So
Yeah. And that's a good one. Obviously, what we put into our body is so important. What we are wearing is so important. And there's, maybe 15 years back there was less awareness about all of this. Now there's a lot of awareness. What we are wearing, what we are eating, the chemicals that we put on our body. We have to be careful. Don't get me wrong. It's not that you can amid all of that out of your life. It's going to be there, but even a little bit of control on what you're putting in your body, what you're wearing, what you're, the cosmetics that we women put on ourselves, if we even control a little bit of it to be more pure and more natural, we will be ahead of the game on this. So thank you for sharing that. I will get into a different topic on this. I know recently you have launched your bliss work, your blisswork.com, and how spirituality and keeping, like I talked earlier, keeping your mind calm, your heart in a happy place, all of this helps to make us uh, health wise better, as a better human, to deal with life better, deal with crisis better. Tell us more about that, your bliss work.
Beautiful. So, of everything that I found, and I actually have the 7 dimensions of health, sleep, joy, nutrition, detox. By the way, as you mentioned, you can't be perfect, even though I did spend 18 months as a monk at home. It is doable, but it's very hard. So, you are going to put chemicals and you're going to go eat parties, then you have to detox.
Mm-hmm.
So, there are 7 dimensions of health. But with that said, what I found, Param, the most important is your frequency. Your frequency
Mm-hmm.
actually determines how you eat, how you feel, how your body can fight disease.
Mm-hmm.
Because your body's listening, every cell's listening to you. And if you say, we are happy, we're joyful, we're blessed, we're powerful, your cells go, oh yeah, I'm strong, I can do this.
Yes.
If you eat a meal and you say, this meal will nourish me, this meal will heal my kidneys, this meal, you are actually putting in the blessings into the food. So now that food is blessed food versus eating on the go while screaming at someone. That food is poison. So even those simple things, it's not money you're spending, it's these simple mindful things. So I realized that if I was going to do just one thing,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to help share not only the science, but the practices
Okay.
twice a day.
Okay.
So Blisswork,
Mm-hmm.
BLISSWORK.com, blisswork.com.
Mm-hmm.
We offer two twice a day meditations, 6 a.m. and 9:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And these meditations, it's really breath work and meditations. Breath work is science backed. Andrew Huberman out of Stanford Labs talks about the double inhale exhale
Yes.
as the fastest way to reset your nervous system.
Yes.
Why is that important? Cortisol.
Yes.
We are all running on cortisol.
Yes.
What's that a problem with? Weight gain, hair loss,
Everything.
wrinkles,
Mm-hmm.
right? Cravings. You
Yes.
don't want cortisol. So,
Deep breaths. Deep
right?
breaths. Let's take a deep breath. This is all you need to do to get your cortisol levels down.
That's it. Quiet breathing, 4-4-4-4 breathing. So that's something that the Navy SEALs use before they go on kill hunts.
Wow.
What do they use, right?
Uh-huh.
You breathe into a count of 4, you hold for a count of 4, you breathe out to a count of 4, and you hold to a count of 4.
The box breathing.
The box breathing. And we have all of these, by the way, we have them on our Instagram account, on our website. We have different, all free, completely free. This is a foundation, it's a nonprofit. So we have a series of breathing exercises because breath is life. Breath is the first thing I did. So when I first got diagnosed and I was told with my second crisis, you're going to die, there's nothing we can do, go home. What am I going to do? I started Googling what happens after death.
Oh my gosh.
And what's the video that comes up? Sadhguru, after death, right? So I remember binge watching 20, 30 of his after death videos because I was writing a will. I had talked to my girls, I don't know if mommy's going to make it. I mean, it was pretty easy to look at me and go, oh my God, this woman's not going to make it. So I started watching these videos. And then I said, I like this man, Sadhguru.
Uh-huh.
What else does he do? And it was like, oh, he has this beautiful video, which is, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the body, I'm not the
Yes.
mind. That was my entree into spirituality. That was my first step. I would do this. I would wake up at 4:35 because I couldn't sleep anyway. I was a mess. And I would sit in the sun and I would do this. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the body. And the strength that I received from that chant,
Uh-huh.
because I thought I was the body and my body was dying, and I thought it was the mind and my mind was mad. Knowing that I wasn't either gave me the perspective and the strength
Okay.
to then fix the body and the mind. And so from that began my journey that took me through Sadhguru, Art of Living. So I've done all of Sadhguru's programs, Bhava Spandana, Shakti Chalana, Um, I've done Art of Living, Sky Breath. I've done Guru Siddhanath's
Mhm.
Kriya. I just did Vipassana, which was 10 days of silence. I've done all of this because the peace
Uh-huh.
and the bliss that is in these practices
Yeah.
is not available through scrolling on social media.
Yes. Yes. And okay, this is amazing. This is a lot of information that you gave us, but it's all about how you're dealing with the inside of you and
Yes.
your mind
Yes.
and keeping it again. I'm going to go back, keeping it calm and balanced. And even in health crisis, this is what helps you
Yes.
to get through it. I understand we have to go through the medications and all of that. That needs to be done. But there is a key component in this where if your mind gets stabilized and starts thinking that, like you manifest that it's going to get better, it's going to get to a better space, and all of that starts working for you as a human if you're going through a crisis to make you feel as a better person, heal you towards the positive side, and the needle starts shifting slowly towards the other side.
Yes.
It's a slow progress, but it happens. What else would you like to share on this?
There's so much, but I think the most important thing that I'll share with someone who's struggling with health issues, and gosh, these days it seems like everyone is struggling with health issues. We had our free meals board meeting yesterday, and I found out that one of our board members' cousin, her husband, 35 years old, a sudden heart attack, back to back to back, gone. There are so many of us that are horrified
Yeah.
because something like this is happening around us all the time, right? Young, it's like young people just dying, and it's a lot of men. So I want to just raise awareness for a moment, if that's okay,
Yeah,
Param.
absolutely.
There is something out there that's taking lives of young men. And if your husband is having issues with shoulder pain, because that's how it started with him,
Okay.
and he said, no, it's fine, it'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Take it seriously. We know that some of the side effects of some of the things that we did during COVID are blood clots.
Mm-hmm.
We know this.
Mm-hmm.
Take it seriously. There are some simple supplements that you can take that help take care of these blood clots. Take
Yeah.
it seriously. So that's one thing I was going to say. Second of all, when you've gone through almost death twice,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've done like the insane amount of spiritual work that I've done, and then of course you've had visions and things, you've done all of this other stuff, one thing becomes clear,
Mm-hmm.
very, very clear.
Okay.
What is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of life? We're not here just to get cancer. We're not here just to pop babies out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm just a baby machine and that my purpose is served now that my babies are done,
Mm-hmm.
which is what menopause makes you feel like you're done now. Like you can be fat and ugly and
So
dead.
that's a big one we're touching right there, menopause. Okay.
But if and you go inside and you shut the world out and you go inside and you go, what is my purpose in life?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is so simple. It is to find the God in you.
Okay.
Everything is leading you back. Everything. Every fight you have with your spouse, every time something horrible happens and you go, it has to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Why Guru make it better? Yes?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Who do we remember when stuff happens?
Yeah.
Allah,
Mhm.
God,
Yeah.
Jesus, save me.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, we
Who do
do.
we remember?
Mm-hmm.
God.
Mm-hmm.
So every fight you have, everything horrible that happens, who does it bring you closer to?
Mm-hmm.
So if you start your journey
Mm-hmm.
towards just getting to know the God in you, and everyone has said, look inside.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing outside. It's inside.
Uh-huh.
So my biggest advice to everyone is I've launched something called 369,
Okay.
the movement of peace for
Okay.
earth.
Mm-hmm.
6 minutes of silence.
Okay.
3 times a day if you can, if not once a day.
Okay.
6 minutes of silence. You just sit. You don't have to do anything. You can sit in your bed as soon as you wake up, before you sleep, at lunch, you're sitting. Doesn't matter. Once a day, 6 minutes silence. Turn everything off, close your eyes, and just breathe.
Okay.
You don't even have to say may all living beings have peace, which is what I say. I say Shanti, let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. You can just watch your that's Vipassana. You just watch right here.
Yeah.
And you just breathe. 6 minutes, put the alarm on. Within 3 days, money back guarantee.
Okay.
If something doesn't change in you, some insight, message me and I will send you money.
That's a good one. That's a good one. But that is true. We keep talking about it, gratitude in a bigger way, just emanating peace from yourself and making the whole world your space to give out that happy vibe out. Now, we talked about health. We haven't touched menopause. That's a big one.
Oh, that's a huge one.
That's a huge one that all people our age are going through it, and it's a topic that has suddenly been discussed a lot in the last maybe 10 years, but before that it was not even something that people talked about, because I have seen my mother go through menopause and not understanding what it was and how it affected her health, and the moods, what it did for her. We've all gone through understanding and looking at our mothers and our aunts and, the older women who did not know what it was. Well, let's touch menopause for a little bit, then let's get back to our thread
Yes.
of this talk.
Yes.
It's a totally organic talk two women are having,
Yes.
discussing, two friends are having, discussing what life is all about, what purpose it is that you are here on this earth for. So, menopause. Let's just give little time to menopause.
I'm going to put on more of my health hat.
Mm-hmm.
So, the most misunderstood stage of life is menopause.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I hate the name. Men, oh, pause. We're going to give pause to men in our lives. Is that how it got? I don't know. Dr. Maish Seibel is a Harvard gynecologist who I had not only interviewed and read his books, but I actually created a program with him for menopause years ago. It's still available. What a beautiful man, dedicated and committed to helping women better understand the stage of life. Because as you said, Param, our moms didn't have that support, that information. Their moms even worse, right?
Yes.
So when they had aches and pains, they thought it's normal. I'm just getting old. Well, now I can tell you this much. One, menopause is absolutely a destructive phase of the body. And what that means is it impacts your bones, extremely impactful on your bones in a negative way. Heart health, huge issues for heart. Obviously, the beauty, right? The skin, the hair. The worst is obviously the hot flashes and the moods. And then along with that is brain fog, right? So you've got these cluster, I call them cluster symptoms. So there's a cluster symptom of mood, brain fog. There's a cluster system of how I look and how I look, how I feel, how I think, how I look. And then there's a cluster systems of my internal body literally falling apart. They've now found that cortisol becomes so endemic and systemic and persistent that it starts to eat muscle away.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That cortisol is actually what eats under your skin. So you can take, well, how much ever collagen you want. I love the women that, 2 pounds of collagen a day because I want my skin to look good. It doesn't work. Throwing collagen in your mouth is not going to fix your skin.
Cortisol has to be brought down.
Because exactly. Plus collagen, quick tip, collagen does not absorb the way it's consumed. You need extreme amounts of vitamin C, zinc, etc. too.
Okay.
Cucumber juice is much better than having collagen powder, as I've seen on my own skin, right? With that said, bioidentical hormones, I've done so much research into them. They were absolutely a no-no for so many years for a variety of reasons, including skin, cancer. One of the biggest challenges was, does it contribute to cancer? And there were some studies that proved yes, which is why my mom won't touch it.
Okay.
I am here to tell you that if you start hormones within 10 years of menopause, If it's after 10 years, it's too late. Nothing can be done.
Okay.
But if you start within 10 years of menopause, you will live longer, healthier, more youthful, and it is something that you would do for yourself. So I am now a proponent of hormones.
Mm-hmm.
I suffered for the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've put on significant weight. I did not sleep at night. My skin seems to have fallen apart. All the
All the
usual.
usual things that come with it.
So I've gone through it. I did not start hormones in time.
Mm-hmm.
I just went through a website, got my blood test, and they said you literally have no hormone. My progesterone's 0.1, my estrogen's below 5, it's apparently 2, and my testosterone didn't even show up. And the doctor said to me, "How are you even like waking? How are you getting out of bed? I don't understand." And I said, "Well, it's because I do a lot of breathing."
Other things are helping.
Other things are keeping me alive. All
Okay.
those ohms in the morning, I'm ready to go. So I have started hormones. It's only been 3 days, and I'm already feeling the difference. So that's one part of menopause that I want to talk about is don't suffer. It's optional. Suffering is optional. Look into it, check it out. The second thing that I want to talk about menopause is that there are things that people don't talk about because it's taboo. One is incontinence. Women, these are bathroom topics, right? Like you're at a party and everyone's in the bathroom going, "I have to pee all the time. Oh my God, like I'm going to start wearing liners and stuff because like I can't hold on," right? Women don't talk about these things except in bathrooms. And then when they go back home, they don't actually do anything about it.
They let it go.
They let it go and they
Just
suffer.
feel that is normal stuff that's coming on.
Yes.
I know we were talking about hormones, and you recently started them. I've been having hormones for almost a year now.
Wonderful.
And I am a proponent of that because the brain fog and all the other, I was a classic case of all menopausal symptoms. So all the other symptoms that were coming to me, hormones have helped me a lot. At least I feel back to normal a little bit. And, so at least we both are proponents of saying that hormonal therapy should be done when you hit menopause.
Or at least looked into, like do your research, because so many people don't consider it just because it has had such a negative
Connotation to it.
yes. But the second part of menopause, the there's a lot of energy that women have, Shakti, that creates a baby. Yes. Once the baby making is done, which is what menopause is, menopause means I've shut the baby making down.
Machine, yeah.
That energy becomes available to us. It is our second act. It is the time to do exactly what you're doing, Param. You have to find passion projects to pursue. You cannot continue life as usual. So if you have a full-time job and it's not a passion project, which means you don't love going to work every day, you have to use that energy that made a baby to create something. I don't care if it's painting, dancing, singing, clay work.
Yes.
You can be Demi Moore in Ghost and get into making pottery. You have to prioritize it. It has to be penciled into your calendar,
Yes.
I have this energy, write a book.
Yes.
So instead of being a consumer, a lot of women become used to being consumers, right?
Yes.
I just buy things, I use things, I eat things. I gave babies, but I haven't really given anything since. Change your mindset. What am I now going to give?
Yeah.
And so I, as you know, started free meals during COVID.
Yes.
100% volunteer run. We funded it. And suddenly there were 30 people volunteering, and we fed thousands of people. It feels good, right? Create.
It's creation, it's purpose that you feel so needed and part of this community and doing something. And by the way, uh, when Reena started this free meals, I got involved at that point of time because I was doing it in my community, and we got involved in it was such a happy feeling space. We got our uh, you know high school going kids involved in all of this and doing, we were
Thanksgiving meals.
Thanksgiving
So,
meals,
Christmas
4th of
meals.
July meals, Christmas meals.
Yeah.
So again, coming back to it, uh, it is all about purpose
Yes.
and giving,
Yes.
giving back or doing the right thing. All that research that we do, it kind of boils down to something in the middle, which is like, who are you? What are you trying to do in this world? I know we have to go to work. I know we have to make our livings. We have to do the things that we have to do. But in that process, there is a bigger picture that we all have to get to, which is our purpose. You were put on this earth for a reason. Let's find it. And especially for women, right? We got to figure out what's what is that that's making you tick. And sometimes if it's not purpose, what'll make you happier? And if you are happier, everybody around you is happier.
I love the idea of purpose, if
Mhm.
I may.
Yes.
I want to replace it with bliss.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why, which is why bliss work.
Okay.
I feel like purpose is a very masculine word. All men want to have purpose, right?
Okay.
And we live in a masculine world. What are your goals? What are your objectives? What hill are you going to conquer? I am so done living in a man's world.
Mhm.
I think after menopause,
Mhm.
I feel like we women need to go back to who we are, which is I just want to find my bliss.
Okay.
And it's more than joy. See, joy is today was so cute. I went for a walk and I see this young father and I see this little girl standing in the front with her little helmet. And she was giggling and she was waving to me. That's joy, right?
Absolutely. Is
Me watching her was joy. Her on the bike was bliss. Do you see the difference?
absolutely, I do see it. We talk about this on this
All the
on this
time.
platform all the
Yes.
time.
Yes.
What bliss is, what joy is, what
Yes.
brings you that happiness, that
Yes.
deeper feeling of being fulfilled.
Yes.
And it's needed. I guess what we are trying to get to in this chat and this conversation is that's what we are trying to get to. And so many different ways we reached that, and here it is. And Reena, you do phenomenal work. You give back to the community so much. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, your thoughts on different things and your ideas on all of this. It's been wonderful chatting with you.
Likewise, Param. You are so amazing, such an inspiration. You're the embodiment of what someone needs to do as a second act. So my head's off to you for doing the podcast, for inviting me. Thank you so much. And find your bliss. Forget everything else. Just focus on your bliss. And it can change, but find your bliss.
Thank you so much, Reena. It's been amazing, and thank you all.